Hi, it's Luan from Google Tech. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to design a high adjustable chair for kids in Fusion 360 from scratch. It will include modeling, animations, and drawings. It is a part of my kit table and chair set that you can find the link up here. I got all the materials and I will soon build the chair. So if you want to see how it looks in real, you can subscribe to my channel and you won't miss it, as well as my other projects. I make the design with parameter, so in case you don't want to redesign, feel free to use my model with your own dimension. And I'm going to show you how. Let's look at this drawing. You see all of the blue names. Those are parameters that you can edit to fit your design. And for those who want to follow the whole process, we can start it with a new Fusion 360 file. The first step is edit the unit from millimeter to inches because all the material I use here is in inches. You can use millimeter if you want. Then I can choose the front surface as the sketch surface. We need 3 rectangles for the 3 main parts of the frame for the first sub-assembly. It will be the long part, the short part, and the horizontal part. Here I use parameter design because I want to be able to edit them later. So I'm gonna add the 4 parameters. The first one is the length of the long bar. Here I use 27 inches. Then I also add the length of the short bar and the length of the horizontal bar as 16 and 10 inches. The first step is edit the unit from millimeter to inches because all the material I use here is in inches. You can use millimeter if you want. Then I can choose the front surface as the sketch surface. All of the material I use here have the thickness of 1.5 inches. So I use only one parameter, W1, at the width of all of the bars. Now we can add those parameters in the dimension of the 3 rectangles that we created. We can select the dimension and type the L1 at the width of it. Do the same with the other 2 bars. So adding the L2 and L3 length, also the W1 width. You will have the 3 bars in the correct dimension. Now we will need to move them to the more or less proper position. The short bar and the long bar will be on the ground, and the horizontal bar gonna be aligned with the short bar. Now you can see more or less the frame how it looks like at the end. In the next step, I will add the holes to reel so that we can adjust the height of the seat. You can go first create the construction line here with the tool using the midpoint of the edge. You can create the construction line. Then on that construction line we can make some of the circle for the hole. Yeah, I have the construction line, so now I change it back to the sketch line. You're gonna need 4 holes for the bottom of the short bar as well as the long bar. Then another 3 holes for the top of the long bar for this back support. Yeah, you can set them equal diameter. Similar with the short bar, you can set them all equal. And then you set the dimension. I used the screw of 6.2 millimeter, so I'm gonna put this hole is 7 millimeter. Until I want to make it 8 millimeter. The dimensions of the hole as well as the distance between them depend on what hardware you use. You can edit them according to the hardware you have. Here I make them following the design of the table that I made before. And that is done with the sketch of the frame. Now we need to extrude them so they have the thickness. And the thickness here we're gonna use the parameter we already set, which is W1. Here in the distance you can add W1. There we have suggestion. The same one for the other two bar. Okay, so now you have 3 bodies. Let's go to the home loop. The next step is to change the name of the 3 bodies to the real name that we want to set for them. I'm going to change to frame long, frame horizontal, and frame sharp. Then I'm gonna create the component from these 3 bodies. Now we're gonna add new component to the project with the name is frame. They're gonna be the sub-assembly. With the name frame, we add the 3 bodies that we just create into this frame. See, it becomes the assembly. Now we need to set up the joint between those components. The first step is the long bar and the horizontal bar. Then the short bar and the horizontal bar, so they are connected together. Okay. Now you have the 1 frame. I need to copy them, and we need 2 frames for the chair. You can just copy the frame and pass it over there. Now I will need to sketch for the seat component. Is gonna be 1 seat bar and 1 seat ball. I will add the new parameter, which is the seat width. I got the wood for 16 inches, so I choose 16 inches. It will be the width of the seat. Then you have the seat depth, which is from the front to the back of the seat. Here I put I choose 13 inches. For the thickness of the seat bar, I use the bar of 0.75 inch. So I'm gonna set the seat thickness here 0.75. And the last parameter we need is the length of the seat bar that supports the seat. In this case, it's gonna be the same with the seat width, 16 inches. So that's all for the parameter. Now come back to your sketch. We're gonna add dimension to the seat bar and the seat bar. Here gonna be seat width and seat thickness. And this one gonna be the same seat width. And the thickness of the seat bar is the same with the frame bar, so it's W1. Now we finish with the sketch. We can extrude the sketch that we just made. For the seat bar, the extrusion gonna be the same thickness with the frame, so it's gonna be W1. And remember, try to choose new component instead of cut. Okay. Now you're gonna extrude the seat bar. The seat bar gonna extrude it as much as the seat depth. Here is seat depth. Okay, again, choose new body. Now we need to change the name of them to the real name of the component. And we need to create the components from those body also. We're gonna have one seat bar and one seat bar. And we can add the new component named seat, which is gonna be the sub-assembly for the seat. If you have the seat bar and seat bar, actually you have one seat bar and two seat bars. Here you just add another seat bar and drag it to the position that you want. Now I'm gonna add all of the seat components into the seat sub-assembly. Then we need to drag the second frame a little bit further from the first frame, so it's easier for us to set up all of the joint. First, in the joint between the two seat frames, it's gonna be exactly the seat width. Let's see, seat width. Okay. Then you will need to add the joint between the seat bar and the seat bar. This point of the seat bar into this point of the seat bar. It's gonna be the rigid joint. Do the same thing with the seat bar in the back. Here, this point of the seat bar and this point of the seat bar. Okay, you need to flip it back. Come to home position. Now you see the seat sub-assembly can move freely around, but we need to add the joint between the seat sub-assembly and the frame sub-assembly too. So between these two midpoint of them, flip it back. Okay. Remember, this is a high adjustable chair, so I'm gonna change the rigid joint here to the slider joint. And now when you click on the joint, you can actually move the seat sub-assembly up and down. The last step is to add the back support for the chair. You're gonna have the width of the seat and the height is depend on material you have. Here I have 8 inches more, so I'm gonna use that. And the thickness of the back support gonna be the same with the bar, so it's gonna be 0.75. Remember again, choose new body. Okay, and yeah, the distance should be seat thickness. Now again, we need to make a component out of this body that we just created. We can change the name of it to back support and make the component. Now we need to set the joint between the back support and the frame. Here I just connect the two midpoint of them. The motion gonna be the slider motion because this back support gonna move up and down according to the seat. I forgot to add the horizontal bar for the bottom of the frame, but now we can do it. It's gonna be same horizontal bar. You just need copy and paste it, and then move it down a little bit. Actually move a little bit more until around here. As you move it to where you prefer, but the further it is, the more stable the frame. So I need to create a joint between the two horizontal bars, here and here. You can drag it down to the distance that you want. Here is 10 inches. So this is the chair, how it looks at the lowest setting with all the components connected. After finishing the model, we can create the animation to demo the assembling process. Now we can create the animation for the chair. Basically, we want to show how the back support can go up and down according to the seat also. So here, what is it? First, you need to explode the model so that they have some distance, all the components can be separate. Here's the right frame. Here you move the right frame, then you can move the left frame like this and choose the explosion scale is how much that you want, and the same thing with the seat and the back support. You need to explode the seat and the back support also. Again, use the explosion scale to choose the preferred explode position. The same thing with the seat. Okay, now let's zoom out to see, and then now we can create a new story for this animation. We use the previous position at the starting position. Here, we're going to show how we assemble the two frames into the seat bar. The first frame and then the second frame. You can adjust the scale as you want. Then we're gonna add the seat bar onto the seat bar, and then the back support. Try to move the whole seat up and down. Now you see here that the two seat bar didn't move according to the seat bar, even though they're supposed to be. So you can edit it by going to the move of the bar and right click on edit action. You see here is the moving is 0 and the direction was wrong, so we can choose it back to the direction that we want and the amount that we want. Here is 6 inches. Do the same thing with the back seat bar. Here, right click, edit action, change from 0 to 6. As you see now, there's a part of overlap between the back support and the seat. So what we can do is make the back support move at the same time when the seat bar move up. So I just move the back support, and then on the timeline I can just move the move of the back support into the position that I want. So it's gonna be a little bit gap between going down and going up. Then I want to synchronize the ending point with the seat. So here you're gonna see we're gonna see the animation. I need just to delete the viewpoint. Okay, here how it looks. Okay, let's play this animation from here. You see the back support go down and then go up at the same time with the seat. And that is how you create the animation for your design. The final step is creating 2D drawings of the model for making or documenting. In this case, I will make a cut list for this chair. After finishing your 3D model in Fusion 360, we can try to make a cut list out of this model. You can right click on the assembly and create drawing. The content, we choose full assembly, create new model, template, from scratch, and give it a default. Here I use units in inches. When you say OK, let's show the chair here. I'm gonna choose the home position where this is like this. The reason I choose this is because it's the assembly. I'm gonna put each of the component in the two sides, and so I can add the dimensions of it also. The scale is correct. I can just put it a little bit more. It's 1/8, so a little bit better. Okay, so here is the model. The first model, I want to, if I want to show the textures of it, I can go here in the style, choose the shaded style. So that is for the model, the first one. Now I wanna put each of the component to each side of it, and adding also the part list. Here to add the part list, I can go to click on the view, go to path list, and in the type is path list, and you can choose either first level or all level. I'm gonna choose all level so I can see all of the component here. So if I'm gonna put it here. To edit this, I'm gonna remove the material because we only use wood here, and keep the description and item here. I can choose up or down the direction of it, and you see how it changed the other over here. So I'm gonna close it. Okay, here to view more detail of the path list, path number, I can just adjust this point of the table. So let's move this here a little bit here for now. I can actually add a little bit more space for this one. Okay. In the description here is the one that I add into the component when I modify. I'm gonna show you how also. So you have all of the balloon of all the component is already shows on the example. I'm gonna just adjust it a little bit so it's easier for you to see. So it's here. I'm gonna add it here. Okay. And to here. Move. You can just select it and move it. I can instead of I can move the end point of the balloon to the point that we want. And the tree, I want to move it here. And move it here. Then 2, 1, 2, 3 over here. Yeah, I can go a little bit here. Here. Now it finished with the assembly view. I want to add each of the components. For example, I want to add the frame long bar here. So what you have to do is go into the assembly view, click on the bar. It should be in the frame long here. You can go with create drawing. The difference here is that instead of create new, you're gonna use the Untitled, which is the one we already created, and select the sheet 1. Click OK. So you see I can add it here. And with this one, I'm gonna choose style is invisible edges. Okay, so it's here. I click on OK. I have the frame here. Similarly, you can do with the frame shot here. As you see here, I have 2 frames because I have sub-assembly frame, sub-assembly seat, and the back support, which is here. With the sub-assembly frame, I need 2 of them, one on the left and one on the right, and they have 3 sub-components: frame long, frame horizontal, and frame short. I'm gonna add each of the components here so that I can show the dimension also. Let's go back to the model. We can add the frame shot here with the same way. Create drawing, Untitled, sheet 1. Okay, can add it here. Remember to choose the scale, the same scale, so you can see the related dimension between them. I think it's this. I think it's 110. Okay, let's see. Let's check this one. Okay, it's 1.8. Okay, so it's here. So when you already add the component, you can also add the dimension. For example, if I add dimension, I click on this edge. This is 27 inches. Okay, here. Then I want to add information about door holes that I put on the frame bar to view. So I can go to the dimension, okay, and add the first dimension here from this hole to this one. This is 2 inches. Now I'm gonna use this as chain dimension because I want to add the dimension of all the holes related to each other. So I go to chain dimensions, select the first one, and then I can just click to the next dimension that I want to add the relationship to. So, here. Finally, you can just click enter. Then you have all of the dimensions of the holes in this ready. I also need to add the dimensions of the hole. So I can click on the hole and then I get the 0.31, and that's how you get each of the component out of the assembly with the dimension for each of them. In the description here, I add the dimension of each of the component. How to add it? You can just simply go to the here, select the component and right click on this. Should be able to go to property, and then in the property there's this description. You can add the description that you want. In this case, I add the cut dimension of them, and then that is how you add the dimension. So follow all of those steps, you will be able to create all of the drawing of the component here with all of the balloon is ready here. Okay, here. And here. The other question. Okay, here. So that's all. If you follow all of the steps, you should be able to get to this view at the end of the drawing. Now the next step is how to export it to PDF so that you can send it to you. In this case, I use a personal, not for commercial use of the Fusion, so I cannot use the export. You see here, when you click export to PDF, it says ask to subscribe, and I don't want to pay. So what I can do is go to the file, I can choose print, and I can choose the Microsoft Express document writer and select the current sheet, and you can print that file out and you can save the name and have it here. After saving your XPS file, you can use online tool or other tool to convert it to the PDF file. In my case, I use the Ubuntu tool XPS to PDF file. You can use other tool or can use online tool. There is already there, just Google it, it is there. So this is how I create the cut list PDF file for this project. These are all the steps to design a good working product in Fusion 360 from start to finish. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know right below if you have any questions. I will try my best to help. Happy making!